Evening YouTube. So I'm back for part 2 with the Rank Audio RX-250A receiver. And I've just had dinner. Dinner was really nice. They done a lovely curry with rice, and James done Bombay potatoes with all spinach and onion and garlic and that in it, and he spiced it right up so they was quite hot. And I'll tell you what, they was really good. James can make them again. They was just so much better than the ones you get from like an Indian takeaway. So I think today we have found James's speciality. And I've known him all these years, and I always knew he had to be good at something. But who would have thought it would have been Bombay potatoes? So what I'm going to do with this one now, I'm going to go right through it and give it a bit of a Deoxit service, do all the pots and all that, and then I will just leave it to dry right out. So as you can see in the part 1 video, I did go through it inside and give it a good clean. And look, it's looking really good in there. It is in nice condition, this old Rank Audio. And the pots are buried down there. And them green wires that are looped, all of them are going to a bulb. So it's got loads of bulbs in this Rank Audio. But I need to take that whole big metal section out, and then it will give me easy access to the pots. So let's turn it round, and I'm going to start by just doing all these bits on the back here. And I want to be quite quick, because as we speak, James is setting up a vintage console again in the lounge. So we are having Sunday night vintage gaming night, and tonight we are going proper old school, because we are having the original Nintendo, and we are going to have a 2-player battle on a game called Ghosts and Goblins. Remember that one? You got the little bloke in his suit of armour, and when something hits you, you lose your armour and he ends up in his pants. So I've just squirted a bit of Deoxit onto my brush there, and I'm just going to do these DIN inputs, make sure I get some right inside them. Clean them up, the 3 little DIN inputs. And I should do the same with the speaker terminals, because they are the 2-pin DINs as well. So just give them little radio bits a clean. I'll probably never ever use them, but I'll give them a little clean. So yeah, few beers and Ghosts and Goblins tonight. Oh yeah, it's going to be good, because I love that Ghosts and Goblins game. And it's one of them games that kind of holds up, because a lot of them old games, you play them now and you're like, this is a bit terrible. But Ghosts and Goblins on the original Nintendo, although it doesn't look that good, to actually play, it is still an excellent game. And me and James played doubles on it. You don't play like at the same time. One plays till you die, then the other person has a go, and you get 3 lives each, and it goes like that. But it is a good game, the old Ghosts and Goblins. So I'm just going to do a little bit of deoxin on the fuses. I've done that first one. Let's just put it back in. Do the second one, just to make sure everything's nice and clean, because that like thread on that fuse carrier, that's making your connection, and they probably don't need doing on this one, because them fuses look brand new and them carriers look really good. But I just always do it, it's like a routine. If I'm going to deoxit something, I will do everything, then I know it's done. So get a bit in there, bit on the end of the fuse, do the little carrier, get some inside it, do the other ends of the fuse. Pop that one back in, and see it, all the fuses are done. So the only thing I've got to do on the back now is that switch that's marked up normal or quadro sound, and all that is basically is 2 or 4 speakers. This receiver is not a quadraphonic one, but with that switch I think it's easier to do that with the receiver standing up on its side, do it one side, turn it over and do the other side. Let's just give them another little wipe over. Yeah, so that's it, the back is done. All the connections done on the back there. And I want to hurry up tonight because I know James will already have that set up in the lounge and he will be practising on ghosts and goblins. So I need to get down there quick before he has too many practice goes. So I'm just looking at that quadraphonic switch there. It does look easier to do it on its side. Yeah, so I shall do that in a minute when I stand it up on its side. So I think next thing to do is actually get to the pots and I'll take that bulb part out. That like big metal piece running right along the top there, underneath the radio string. So let's get me new little screwdriver gadget, my little bargain 50p boot fair find that I got today. Whip these screws out. There's just one screw this end by the look of it, and one screw the other end, and then I take that bit out. I can just get into the pot so much easier. Plus I can have a look at the bulbs, see what they're like. By the look of it, this thing's got 6 bulbs in it along there, so this must light up like a Christmas tree, this old rank audio. You won't need to turn the light on in the room, you'd just be able to fire this up. Right, so that's the screws out. Put them to one side. And let's get this bulb bit out of the way. It should come off now, it's just them 2 screws I think. Yeah, that is coming off, it's just a bit, there's wires in the way. Alright, and that bulb here, I found where that bit of bulb come from. The bit I found wedged in one of the boards. Look, I'll show you. I'll get the camera in here and I'll show you. Look, that's where that bulb has come off. Them wires were just stuffed in there like that. There should be a little bulb on the end of them, and I found it wedged into a board on the amplifier. I've got the little bit I took out here. Look, that's it. That little piece of the bulb should go onto them wires. I haven't got one of them bulbs. It doesn't matter that bulb's not working. I think it's just like when you hit a station, that bulb would glow up red. So that's that bad plug fitting bodger again, isn't it? He's broke the bulb and then just twisted the wires together and stuffed them back in the hole. What a bodger. At least put a bit of tape round them or something, innit? Because if them wires touch the metal chassis, that's like a dead short. So just put the camera back a second because it's awkward with one hand. And what I need to do is do the tuner over. I need to move the tuner to release them wires. Now I've got that other end out. Right, that's it. That should come out now. There you go. And I'm looking at the bulbs in this. They all look good, but they do look like they are the wrong size bulbs that have been put in it. So the bodger has been in this bit as well by the look of it. Surely they're not original bulbs. Look. They're sort of too long for the carriers. They should have the smaller versions of the bulbs in there, shouldn't it? They are the longer versions. They will work like that. It's still going to make a connection, but they are the wrong bulbs, really. It don't look like none of them have blown, though. So you can see there, once that bit's out of the way, that's easy access to all them pots and them switches there. Get into that lot, no problem. You probably would be able to do it by leaving that bulb bit in if you didn't fancy taking it out. But by removing it, it's just made it so much easier. And it did only take a couple of minutes to take that out. Plus I got to look at the bulbs as well. See the extra long ones that the bodger fitted in it. No, they'll be alright, them bulbs. They're not touching each other. They're not far off, though. I just moved them wires out of the way. I can get in there lovely to them pots, look. Nice, easy access. That's what we like. Oh, and my CD just went quiet then. The track finished, went to the other one, and I could hear Ghosts and Goblins going. So James is already on it, having a little practice. So you just squirt Deoxit down into that little slot there. Bit in there, and that's them two done. So just give them a good wiggle about. Now they've had a little bit of Deoxit in them. Just wiggle them about. You don't need to do it loads, and you don't need to put a load of Deoxit in them. I only put a lot of Deoxit in a pot if it feels a bit grindy to me. If they feel alright like they did on this one, I only put a little bit in there. And that's enough. But sometimes when the pots really are stiff and you feel them grinding a little bit, if you give them a real good flush out with Deoxit, sometimes it just sorts them right out and they come back nice. So let's bit into that one. And that one's got a big gap at the top, so you just squirt some down in there. And they all feel nice, the pots on this little receiver. They all feel nice and smooth, and they got a nice bit of resistance to them as well. They're nice, the pots on this one. So this one's a double one again, bit of the front, bit of the back. Little squirt down in there. Give that a good wiggle about. And I did check eBay before I started doing this, because there was an amplifier finishing tonight that I found the other day, and it did look in a right state. It looked like it had been sitting in a shed or something, and it looked like water had got in it. There wasn't no photos of the inside, but at the vent at the top was all rusty, and round it you could see like water stains, as if water had been getting in it. The cabinet was knackered. So I'm just squirting a bit there into the selector, and that's all open, that selector, so you can just squirt some in there, no problem. Right, I need to put a knob on that, it's too hard to move. Yeah, so this Marantz did look like a state, so when I found it I weren't really interested in it, but it's been sitting at 80 quid a week. So although I wasn't really interested in it, and I did think it would be a nightmare to get going, because water had got in it, at 80 quid, I was suddenly interested. And I looked last night, it was still on 80 quid, it finishes in a couple of hours. So when I see it was on 80 quid with about 16 hours to go, I was like, no one might bid on that, I'm going to have a little go on it. But I checked it a minute ago and it's up to £215, so I am not having a bid on that. No way, Jose. It looked like it was going to be an absolute nightmare to get going. It looked like water had got all in it, the cabinet was knackered, so whoever's paying that much for that, good luck to them. And it's still got like 2 hours to go, so it might make even more yet. So I'm getting into the top of these switches, but I will do these switches from underneath, because I think you can get in there better from underneath. But I'll just do a bit on the top here while I'm here. And the same with this selector. I'm going to do the selector from the other side, make sure I've got a load in there. Because some of these buttons, although the pots feel really nice, some of these buttons do feel a little bit stiff. They do need to loosen up a little bit. So that's why I'm going to do them from both sides. And do you know what tune I'm playing tonight? Come on, name that tune. What am I playing on these buttons? Anyone? No? Oh, it was obvious. I am playing the theme tune to Ghosts and Goblins. And I can feel them buttons, they are loosening up. They're feeling better. It wasn't all of them, a couple of them felt alright, but a couple of them felt a little bit stiff. Yeah, they're loosening up, feeling nice, but I will do them from the other side. Give the pots another little wiggle. Yeah, they all feel nice, them pots. It looks nice as well, doesn't it, inside this little receiver. It really is in good condition, this one. And I see this one on the computer. That is what I liked about it. I looked at it and I thought, that does look in good condition, that thing. So I showed it to my missus and she went, oh, it's a Rank Audio. She went, go on, get it. Don't let it get broken up for parts. Someone's going to buy that and break it up. She went, make sure you get it and save it, because she loves the Rank Audio we got in the kitchen. So she wanted to save this one. I wanted to save it as well, because I saw how good condition it was. There wasn't no photos like of the insides of it or anything like that. It was only a picture of the like front and the back, but I could see how nice it looked. I knew it wouldn't make a lot of money, and where this one wasn't working, you know someone's going to buy this and probably break it up for parts. So I wanted to save this one as well, because there's loads of Rotels out there, but the Rank Audio ones are a little bit rarer. So I'm just going to put this light bit back on and put the screws back in it, because all them bulbs look good, and it'll be easier for when I turn it over, I won't damage anything. So that's the screw loosely in that side. Turn it round a bit because I can see better then, because I can't really see where the little hole is for the screw this side. Right, you need to lift it up and then it goes in. Right, that's it, that's started now. So just get my screwdriver on that, tighten it up. So that's that side tightened back up. Tighten up this side. There you go, that's the bulb bit all back in place. And if any of the bulbs have gone, I've only got to take them two screws out and have it back off. And while I'm moving it about, it's much safer to have that bit screwed back in place. So yeah, let's do this. Let's do the little normal or quadro sound switch, which is basically 2 or 4 speakers. So it's that switch there, look, normal or quadro sound. So why did Rotel call it that? And what is normal? Normal is 2 speakers, quadro sound is 4 speakers. So did Rotel call it that, trying to trick people into thinking that this was a quadrophonic amplifier? Because this is not a quadrophonic amplifier, this is a normal 2-channel amplifier. But the way that switch is labelled up, people could think this thing is quadrophonic, innit? Because when this thing was new, quadrophonic would have been all the rage. So that's a little bit sneaky there from Rotel, isn't it? Marking that switch up like that. So I've just done the quadro sound switch from one side. So I'll put the camera down for a second and I'll turn it over and we'll do that switch from the other side. So it's there, look, I'll get a bit in this side as well and do it again. Make sure that's nice and clean, that switch, because all your speakers are going through that. So you want that nice and clean, making a good connection. And I can feel that that's freed right up now, because of all the switches on this receiver, this was like the worst one. It was really hard to move, that was, where it has probably been just stuck on that normal forever and never moved. So I'll just put the camera down again a second, and you can look at 2 of my favourite things, beer and contact cleaner. And both of them are very essential in the rattlesnake household. So I've just turned the receiver back over so I can get to the selector from the other side. Just give that a little squirt about. Give it a little wiggle again. Yeah, it's moving lovely, that selector. So all I need to do again now is the on-off and them other switches over the other side. So there's a little board under there, and with that little protective bit over it. And these switches here, they're the ones that were stiff. I want to just get a little bit in them this side as well. Because there's that little slot there. Just get a bit in, and the on-off switch, little slot at the front there. Let's get a bit into that. And let's play the theme from Ghosts and Goblins again. And I can hear James in the other room playing that. And it has just made the noise where he has lost his armour. So at the moment, James is frantically running round, trying to kill the ghosts and the goblins in his pants. So that's all the switches done from both sides. The selector's been done both sides. All the pots have been done. And the old quadro sound switch has been done on the back. So have all the DIN inputs. So I'm about done really on this rank audio for tonight. All I'm going to do now is leave it here for a couple of days to dry right out. So I'm going to go into the other room now. Put my suit of armour on, crack open a nice cold beer and join my missus and James on the sofa for a right good night session on Ghosts and Goblins. Because my missus will be playing that with us tonight as well. So what we will do is 2-player winner stays on, and it will go on highest score, not who gets the furthest, because you can just run through that game jumping over everything and you don't get a very high score. So we do highest score, winner stays on. So let's just give the old normal quadro sound switch a last little wiggle. And then I'm off for a bit of Ghosts and Goblins. And I will come back to this amplifier. Before I go to bed, I'll move everything again, wiggle all the pots and all that. I won't put no more Deoxit in it, but I will move it all about again. And I will probably do it again in the morning before I go to work. So that's it on this little Rotel or the rank audio. So if you've got one of these and you want to give it a Deoxit service, all you need to do is take the cabinet off and take that bulb part out, and then you have got easy access into everything. So this really is an easy one to give a bit of a service to. So thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and I shall see you next time.